What's up everyone? Welcome back. That was a little bit of an unforeseen disappointment, but we will explain momentarily. But we are back. We managed to get 12 people. My goodness, I don't think that's ever happened, that people have been that eager to find me so quickly. Normally when we get shut down, only 3 or 4 people come down. It's like a sort of stay of execution or something for some of you. But anyway, welcome back, guys. We are back on the backup phone. Unfortunately, that was the work in progress version of the intro that hadn't been finished. I don't know why I look weird on this phone. It's a better quality camera, and I think I'm actually recording in 1080 on this phone as opposed to 720 on the other one. Book of Revelations is something I'm very interested in. Not that I'm a religious person, I am an atheist, as some of you do know. I'm not going to apologize for it either, but the Book of Revelations is something I feel is possibly being played out in real time using sort of known characters as the protagonists from that particular piece of mythology or religious dogma, as you may. Or, I do look lighter, right? I don't know what the hell. This makes me look a little uncomfortable, and I got the brighter light on me, I guess. I do prefer the other camera for streaming because it's got a slightly bigger screen, the other phone rather. But I did have it plugged in. I could have guessed that most Brits are. Well, usually, I mean, I was quite bronzed during the summer, but this light really is making me look very ghostly, unfortunately. Maybe I should put some other lights on to see if it counterbalances it. But this camera is a pretty good camera on this phone, and I usually sort of do this one for doing my recording when I'm out and about to pick up the proper or the best possible pictures, but the other phone that I do prefer for streaming and for doing all my editing, because it's a little bit bigger and easier to sort of navigate, and I can see a little bit better. But I could show you my tanned lines if you really wanted to, able-bodied, but nobody really wants to see that. Believe it or not, I still do have tan line, but that is making me look a little bit like Steve McQueen in Papillon, and is making me feel very self-conscious and uncomfortable, to be quite honest. Stop that now, Becky. I don't look good. I'm very kind of weird. This the something 234 is 432, 234 43. Interesting. All numbers. The numbers don't lie, right? They always put their numbers in numerology in there somewhere. But as I was saying, I did have the phone plugged in, but I'm guessing what I've even got. This is, let me show you a little bit behind the scenes. Look, this is what the studio looks like. That was where we used to all do it before. That was the little thrift store corner. Still a little bit of remnants there of the old thrift store studio. There is my computer. That's how I'm reading your comments. And there you can see, that's like infinity. That's the space-time continuum representation right there. That goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. And if we kind of zoom in and zoom out, that's almost like hyperspace in Star Wars. Very crude explanation. But I do got this cable which I plugged in, but I think I'm having difficulties with it, a little bit like the microphone, and it's got a split cable and wasn't actually charging even though it was plugged in. And there you can see there's the familiar little Thrift Fam corner mascots, the furry turds, little shit, mini meat stick, prepper baby, and binocular boy. Some of the things that have been sent to me from my kind viewers around the world, as far away as Australia. Couple of rations, and there are my V for Vendetta, my Raw Slash mask, and Darth Vader. There are some snazzy little shoes that I like. Those are my Lamborghinis. Those are like my flashy cars. I haven't got flashy cars, I've got flashy sneakers. But that was a little tour of the thrift store studio. Behind the scenes, what I see when you're looking at me. Yeah, there was actually Devil Speak. I think yesterday or Tuesday I pointed out that there was a reference. I can't remember what chapter it was. Martha was here and she said she remembered the chapter, but there was a passage in there about a boy who was sent to collect some figs, and when he returned with the figs, 62 years had passed, but he hadn't aged. So is that because time travelers went back and wrote the Bible? You know, how much time travel is real? What impact has time travel had on our real life? But what I was talking about before the stream shut down was the kids in Stranger Things, and the fact that they were all geeks, just like me. They read comic books, they watched the same movies I did, they played the same things, they had the BMX bike just like I did. And that is what really did appeal to me, as much as the story of Stranger Things, was the fact it's set in the 80s, and it just kind of really does feel like those good old movies of the 80s. And in fact, they borrow very heavily from a lot of 80s movies in there. E.T. and for particular, the Goonies is very much part and parcel of the fabric of Stranger Things. But it was the young kids and their knowledge of geekdom, the fact that they played Dungeons and Dragons and video games, knew comic books, knew about the superpowers, knew about Doctor Doom, Professor X, Mr. That when this shit happened to them in Hawkins, obviously it was fictitious, but they were prepared because they played all these games and these books. So what I've been getting at recently, and what I was talking about, the movies from the 80s, are they a coded message? Is fiction to be decoded? Is there more reality within fiction than there is within reality? Is our reality more fictitious than the fiction that we see? But they were armed and skilled with the knowledge of geekness, and it was this that gave them a fighting chance in an event. Obviously it's scripted for the heroes to win. And this is very much kind of similar in Utopia. There is a bunch of comic book geeks that do crack the hidden code within their favorite piece of comic book literature and realize that it's real life. They're telling us about real life, and then they figure out the greater conspiracy and the darker conspiracy that there is a depopulation agenda. Lightning stuck my fig tree. I hope that's not a sexual euphemism there. Now, it is Saturday night. Maybe it's date night for our little Cajun agent, and she's got a little vibrating friend out, and she calls it Lightning. And I don't even want to know what the fig tree is a euphemism for there. What's up, RZR? But as I said, looking at the Montauk project stuff that we saw in the stream before, and then you look at sort of Stranger Things, and again, take with what you want is being true from the Montauk project stuff, and it's hard to decipher the reality and the fiction in those two instances. Wouldn't you agree? And when we sort of ended that little stream and presentation before we started chatting back live, we ended with that creature, the Montauk monster. Was that a demo dog that had come out from one of the realms and escaped on the island and got drowned at sea somehow and washed up? And obviously, the special effect, I put the Stranger Things imagery of the demo dogs from the series on top of the body that they found that washed up. And because they found the body, the pictures of the Montauk monster exist. Did they use that as influence for the demo dogs, or is that really a demo dog that come out there of a portal, and they found and they took their memories, and that is it. That is what Monarch in my MK Ultra program is all about. It programs you to do stuff that you have absolutely no recollection of doing. Sometimes I think to myself, have I done things that I'm unaware of? Sometimes I'm in the house and like something's in a different place, and like, I haven't really put that there. But that is probably marijuana in old age beginning to set in as well, as a blow too many to the head. But that for me was, like, as I said, Montauk is a very fascinating story. If it's fiction, if it's hoax, if it is real, my goodness, it's just a fascinating story. If it is real, then have mercy upon all of us, right? But was there anything in particular that stood out to you guys in that little presentation that was particularly eye-opening, interesting, or if some of you guys, I know Becky Pamplin says she loves Stranger Things, and I know Nancy says she loves it, whether she's just saying that so she thinks I think she's cool or not, that's not. But it is a very popular show. It is very fun and interesting there. And as I said, it is got a lot of popularity. So I thought, you know what? Why not introduce some of you folks who may be unaware to the mysteries of Montauk and the fact that this was indeed Stranger Things was based on a lot of urban legends, real life stories, or conspiracy theories that originate from there. So I wanted to kind of ask again, some of you guys that do enjoy Stranger Things, if there was anything that you saw there. But anyway, D Lee, hello, welcome. We had somebody else that come in there. TT, you don't use things like that. TT, use my stage name, T. I'm going to have to remove that because you might give too much information away. Oh my God, TT, I'm so glad you... TT, look, this was for you and me, darling, to test. Some of you remember. All right, Tenzin, I'm so glad you remember TT. She was one of my little spicy ramen testers. There, you call me T here, TT. Look, this was for me and you to try, my darling. I'm sure, Becky, you remember TT. There, we're talking about Stranger Things. I can't get used to calling you D-Lee. I've been trying to get hold of you, TT, because I want you to come in see, look, TT, they missed you. Becky's saying they missed you. They want to see you try the ramen. Oh, not the ramen. What are these? The tteokbokki, the spicy. These are from Korea. I haven't even opened them. I've been saving them in the off chance that maybe I run into you in and about the neighborhood. So TT, let me know if you want to come and try the spicy things. I got all kerfuffled then. How's your channel going? Because you were going to start your own little ASMR channel last time I saw you, TT. But it is. Oh, hugs. That was one of my work wives, or part of my work harem. I used to have a work harem, and TT, bless her, she's the only girl in the last 15 years that's ever made me dinner. You might have even remembered it. We did a spicy review of it. But what were we talking about before TT arrived and freaked me out? I thought you might have been one of my sort of creepy ex-girlfriends that found me. I guess you're not working right now, and you must be fucking bored out of your mind, TT. Beautiful young girl like you on a Saturday night, nothing better to do than watch this ugly mug talk about Stranger Things. But that was what I was getting at before you guys, before TT arrived. Was what you guys think about Stranger Things and what you thought about the Montauk project there. No, Nancy, we're not talking about COVID. What did we like about it? Last thoughts? Yeah, well, I'm going to kind of wrap this up. Well, I think we've gone on way longer than anticipated, and I was kind of going to aim for midnight, which is a little bit longer than midnight now, but because the last stream shut down because my phone died, we got up and running by popular demand because we were in the middle of a train of thought, but the train of thought is gone a little bit out the window now because setting up a new stream, and I'm all distracted because my dear friend TT found me. Oh, I do miss you, TT, and believe it or not, the only job I've ever think I've enjoyed going to was the job that I don't go to anymore, and partly was because I had people like TT that actually used to put up with my grumpy moaning and angers. Are you leaving us already, TT? I'm guessing that you've found something better to do on Saturday night after all. But get in touch with me, TT. Evil Angelica, if you can somehow, sweetheart, and I'd love to get you round, or maybe I'll come to you because I don't really want to bring girls into my basement. It's a little bit of a sort of creepy thing to do. Come to my basement, little girl. It's one of those basements with a drain. But I'm sure the crew would love to see you again, and it would be nice to see you again, and it certainly would be fun to enjoy some spicy Korean ramen. I did have a big box of candy for me and you, sweetheart, that we were going to eat, that I did save for at least 2 months of the lockdown in anticipation that maybe one day we might return and be able to open it up and make a video together eating Japanese candy, but I ate it all to myself. But that isn't true. I've still got I saved you the Pokemon chewing gum as well, because you said you wanted it. You chose the box, remember? I never go into basements, but my basement has a basement, a drain, and I also have tarp lying around. Seeing, oh, it's nice to know that I've been missed a little bit. And what do you miss most, TT? My cursing and moaning about salad orders, or my whimsical charm? I know you used to like my butt as well. I used to catch you looking when you think I wasn't. And I do got a bit of a butt going on, ladies, for an old fart in his 50s. No, you just need a naughty corner, Nancy, to be permanently stuck in, I think. That wasn't creepy. I do play the part of a creepy old man quite well. I've actually thought about getting, like, just to go, not to be a creepy old man, but just to sort of creep people out by letting them think that I was a creepy man, by getting the coat and, hello, little girl, would you like to see my puppies? I've got some kittens in my pocket. But anyway, this stream's kind of gone a little bit woo, a little bit way. TT, I'm also celebrating my 2-year anniversary, so it would be almost rude for you not to come and do it, because there's so many T's. TSP TV, TT, 2 years, 2 weeks of tea, spicy, that doesn't begin with a T. Okay, mwah to you, my little Tibetan devil. Whenever you're free, Carrie's got my number. Get in touch with Carrie and get my number, or find me, or email me, or something. I'm a little bit kerfuffled by your arrival, TT. It is so one. Oh, look, she's sending love hearts. Don't get Nancy started, because she will give you an emoji war that you can't win, TT. Trust me, my sweet. But either Nadia's got my details on Facebook, Carrie and Jessica. One of these girls will put you in touch with me, TT. Time as well, William Mason. Tea time. We've been talking about time travel, Stranger Things. That doesn't begin with T, but time travel was part of the Montauk project. Okay, make sure you do, because you've got an audience now. They want to see you before the week's out. Or maybe if you're working tomorrow, maybe I might swing by at some point. But please, get one of the other girls to get in touch with me and hook me up, and I'm going to show you how much they want to see you. If you want to see TT, my dear and wonderful friend, come and join me so we can try some very spicy Korean junk food together. Say so now in the comments. Let TT know. Yeah, come by. I'm there all day. Actually, I could come by and we could do an on-location video, and I can't get fired because I don't work there anymore. Are you still opening? We'll talk about that another time. Sorry. My goodness, as I said, we're sort of, it's like we've crossed the streams. Real life, TSP thrift store life is all come together. It's like when worlds collide in Seinfeld, when was it Susan? It was Susan, George's girlfriend, started hanging around with Jerry and stuff. We want to see you again, TT. Get them on your show. Nancy, is that a vote for TT? You've got 3 people saying they want to come to you. Okay, good night. Get back to work or whatever it is you're doing, watching pornography or swiping right on Tinder while your boyfriend's not looking. I know what you ladies get up to. Anyway, it's wonderful to see you, TT. You've made my night. Look at that half smile there. So everyone's popular demand, TT. You can't let these good people down. I wish I could upload and grab the video of TT so you could see us cooking stuff together. But it is my 2-year birthday. Yeah, well, it's not 2 years yet. It'll be the 2 years on the 29th, Angela. So that is what part of 2 weeks of tea is. I'm doing a live stream every night until the 29th. Some of the content was chosen by the viewers. That was why we did the time travel. I offered up some options. What do you want to see me make videos on for the next few days? Time travel 1. And we did the special Montauk project, Real Life Stranger Things special today. So we're pretty much a week down, guys. We are halfway through 2 weeks of 2 weeks of tea, and as I said, I don't know if or not you guys have been enjoying it. It seems out of all of them, this was the one that you enjoyed the most, and we had like 18 people in chat after the presentation, and then 12 of you managed to find the stream after we got shut down. But that was what I was kind of hoping we would do a little bit about, was sort of chat a little bit. Oh my God, look, ATN, he's even made the title for the stream, T for 2. If or not, TT's still watching. TT, look, they're even writing our scripts for us, darling. William, glad to see you, buddy. When did you creep in? Sorry, I did get a little bit distracted there with thing. There is an eclipse in 2024. We've got another blue moon or full moon or something coming up on the 13th of December. And ain't there something going on tonight with all the stars or all the planets in alignment? My God, that camera is unbelievable. Look how clear the Smurf looks. Because I'm kind of watching it. I'm watching me watching you, kind of thing. But as I said, this little stream kind of got very disrupted and distracted, a little bit like the space-time continuum being tinkered with. But what are we saying now? I'll stop this at 12:30, which is about another 15 minutes for you, which should take us up to around 40-minute mark. But as I was saying, are you guys enjoying these presentations? Do you like this format for the live stream, or would it be better just my hands and me talking endlessly into the microphone for hours? And that is a little bit what I'm trying to do, is kind of combine sort of episodes with live feed and show in town, and rather than sort of put videos up that don't really get very many views or don't get much comment or interaction or feedback on them, doing it like this, we can kind of have a little bit of a group discussion. What's going on? Eerie. What was eerie? The Montauk stuff, or something eerie is going on outside? There is an eclipse on December the 14th. That's right, and it's a day. And this is something I have been chatting with Annie Burdell about a little bit in private, with some reference to stuff between the 13th, because we had a Friday the 13th, we had Halloween on a Saturday. There was a lot of weird events. There's a blue moon on Halloween. Then 2 weeks later, we had a Friday the 13th, and then 2 weeks after that, there's going to be another a moon or lunar activity, and we've got a lot of planets in alignment, and again, sort of, we're talking about Stonehenge and Avebury stone circles, crop circles. Were these all astrological maps, and are things about to sort of wind up? Are interdimensions going to be entwined? Are the portals and realms to Hades going to open? Is the demi-lord Gozer and a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man going to descend upon Manhattan? Are aliens, holographic or earthbound technology going to descend out of the skies and attack us? Who the fuck knows? 2020 just will not get any stranger, which is why we kind of looked at Stranger Things and time travel as a little bit of a distraction, but in many ways it just kind of provides, I think as Angela said, this is eerily entertaining but darkly disturbing at the same time. And the guy that was kind of had the music and the story voice, the kid's storyteller voice, while delivering deep and dark revelations about interdimensional travel and demons and stuff, as you said. But that is a little way of how they do deliver truth in jest. That's why stuff like The Simpsons, Family Guy, they make so many predictions, because it's easy to hide reality within animation, and it's also very easy to hide truths within the realms of fiction. And if or not there was one thing that was true out of all that come out of Monarch, I think that's disturbing enough. Don't you agree, guys? I have an 8 in my birth year. I'm a 71 child. My kids' numbers all add up to 3. So okay, I realise now I've got to try and fill 15 minutes up before we say goodbye. Wait a minute, I need to see if I've got my little outro. Yes, I do. That's good, because this is my phone that I kind of use for my everyday use. Well, I don't really use it at all now, because I haven't got any purpose for everyday use, and it was my out and about camera, because it does got a very, very good and fancy camera system on this, although the other one does as well. But this one on this phone is a little bit Mac daddy, but it's freaking me out how white it's making me look. I watched Jacob Israel. Is that who you're talking about, Jacob Israel? I've heard of him. I may have watched a video or two. I don't know. But as I said, guys, tomorrow we're coming back. It is, or actually it is already 11:22 in my particular time zone. It is the anniversary of JFK's assassination. Was it 57 years ago? Let me have a little look a second and see if I can pull something up here. I probably could, because I do got a bunch of stuff on here actually. Can you see me still? I've opened up files, you see. Wait. Yes, we do. All right. So this is something from Alan Moore's The Watchman. I was going to grab V for Vendetta then to show you, but Alan Moore's Watchman. And this is a little piece of JFK's speech that he was going to deliver at Dallas when he was on his way in the motorcade. And this is what he was going to deliver before whoever it was shot him. Do you want to hear that again? Now, what did you think of that? Wait, who's a oh yeah, you had a little baby boy a little while ago, William, around the same time as Zahara. She's getting beat up as a new mum, poor girl. I was going to try and get her back. No audio? That sucks. What the hell? Yeah, something's going on, I'm guessing, there, which is a shame. I don't know if you saw the picture there. Let me see if I can get that up for you. If you can read that or not. And let me bring it over so I can read you. We in this country, in this generation, are by destiny rather than choice the watchmen on the walls of the world freedom. We ask therefore that we may be worthy of your power and responsibility, that we may exercise our strength with wisdom and restraint, and that we may achieve in our time and for all time the ancient vision of peace on earth and goodwill to all men. And that was the speech JFK was going to deliver on 11/22/1963, but he never ever got to deliver it. The Watchmen, guys, we are the Watchmen by default. Can't tell you enough how much you need to read The Watchmen. You don't need to need it. You're not going to die if you don't. But I would recommend anybody find yourself a copy of The Watchmen and read it. So my daughter turned 1 there, restraint. So there you go. Goodwill to men. Wasn't that the part that got the CIA, Bush Senior? Well, yeah, Bush Senior was there in and around the Dallas Book Depository on that day. And as I said, The Watchman, that is why the smiley face and the raw sash and all that in imagery has become part of TSP TV. As I said, I've put a lot of myself into this channel since I've been out of work, and this is my job now, although it's not a paid job, a very well paid job. I treat this a little bit as my sort of daily work routine sometimes, certainly in these last few days. Putting this together is part of the 2 weeks of tea. But when I was working, you know, I didn't really have time. I certainly wasn't going to sit down and spend 7 hours putting together an intro when I've only got a couple of days off to do all the things I kind of want to do with my leisure time. So yeah, happy congratulations to the 2 fathers. And dads don't often get enough love when newborns are on the scene. It's usually all about the newborn and the mother, and the poor father sort of sits in the corner and just delivers diapers or makes cups of tea for everybody. But what was a little bit, well, actually, and let's not get too far into it, but Time Travel 11/22/63, the Stephen King story, very interesting because it has the time wormhole and what have you. with regards to going back in 1963 and the time traveling aspect of it. But the guy goes back, James Franco, and his mission is to prevent JFK from being assassinated, which he does. But when he returns to the present time, turns out JFK was a motherfucker and introduced concentration camps, and he wasn't good at all. There was nothing good about JFK. So, you know, one of the debates I was going to have yesterday, that was he assassinated for good reasons, or was he assassinated for bad reasons? The people that took him out know something about him. You know, I'm kind of on the side that most people are, that JFK was out to expose the monolithic shadow secret society government that was enslaving us all. And this was what he was talking about. It is our duty to be the watchman, because we got who watches the watchman. This is where the watchman comes from. That is an ancient Latin saying that comes very much from the same pool of the Novus Uvos Sanctorium, or whatever it is that's on the dollar bill, but you know what I'm referencing. Who will watch the watchman? And this is what JFK was telling us about. Or what was that? What he was trying to say, that we need to pay attention. Who's watching the people that watch us? And we are, by destiny, not duty, by destiny, the watchers of the world. And that's what I like to do. I'm an observationalist. I watch things. I am a watchman, and it is my observational skills that I piece all these little theories and stuff together. And when I kind of piece them together in my head based on the observations and stuff that I'm seeing, or maybe, you know, news reports, narratives that don't piece themselves together, that's when I start doing my searching and start finding out what's going on. And then once I sort of find stuff of interest, and in recent years, or certainly in the last couple of years, then I've tried to share that with you. But before and prior to me having a YouTube channel, I used to look up all this information, find all this stuff out, and keep it to myself. So a little bit again tonight, that was a lot of stuff that I've kind of looked at and found out about over the last sort of God, I don't even know how many years I've been doing this, to be quite honest, but it was around 1992 that I kind of become awake and introduced to the New World Order, shadow governments and stuff like that. But kind of prior to that, I was very much into UFOs, aliens, Bigfoot, Bermuda Triangles, stuff, you know, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, I suppose, that kind of mythology and mysteries and things like that. And it was, I guess, the UFO, my interest in aliens and UFOs, I guess, that led me to finding out about UFO cover-ups, and also, you know, Bigfoot cover-ups. And as a kid, we used to have a show called Arthur C. Clarke's World of the Strange, or World of the Unexplained. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but they used to talk about UFO sightings and Bigfoot and things like that. It was always very, very, very interesting to me. And it used to come with a magazine every month. And I remember one year, or 1 month, or can't remember what year it was, it come with, I don't know if you guys can remember, sometimes you get those records, but they were like plastic. Sometimes like music magazines would give you a little demo 7-inch, but you could move it around, but it would play on a record player. And in this one particular issue of Arthur C. Clarke's World of the Unexplained, this record was of Voices of the Dead. It looked like Paranormal Activity, but it was supposedly someone at a seance that was talking to a dead person. And I remember me and my buddies listening to that. I mean, we were like young, fucking 10, 11 years old, I guess. And we listened to that after dark, and it shit the fucking life. That little piece of plastic was the most terrifying thing I think I ever owned as a child. But that is a little bit where kind of my sort of interest in such thing come on. And although, you know, I did start this channel out as the thrift store prepper by showing you how to prep at your dollar store, there's a lot more I feel that I can offer in terms of entertainment and information than just $20 at the dollar store will buy you a lot of food. And if you haven't got much money and you haven't got much food, then go to the dollar store with $20 and you have a little bit of food. And, you know, with $20 you can get a week or two's worth of food, as long as you're not exactly going to be fussy, and you're not exactly that hell-bent about getting your exact requirements daily in terms of calories and nutrition. But you will be able to put something in your belly, and sometimes that's better than having nothing. But I understand that some of you, that was what you kind of signed up for. That being said, all my prepping videos are still there. You can go and watch, and a little bit of something that probably, you know, that I do that not other people do, is YouTubers. Or as a YouTube user, is when I go to another person's channel or subscribe to someone, the first thing I do is go and check out their playlist, because I look and see if they got playlists, and then if they've got any playlists going, then sometimes they will gauge if we have a similar interest or stuff. But anyway, that's what I suggest. If you are a newcomer to the thrift store and you haven't been around long, go check out my playlists, and all those prepping videos are still there. They're as important as they were when I made them, and they're as important as they are today. And the most real thing about this channel is the fact that the reasons I put the pantry together was that I was talking about and worried that we would be seeing in a not so distant future a global event, and there might be an eventuality that I might be in a situation where I'm not receiving an income. And having been in situations before when I've had low income, been out of work, and had to go to the dollar store and maybe get enough food to last me for a week with what little pockets I am, I used that methodology into long-term prepping. And over a period of a year, because it really was the first year of my pantry, I built the pantry, and nearly for the majority of the second year, ironically enough, I have been living off of the pantry, so practicing what I preach. But because I'm not in work now, I don't have the disposable income in order to put food away for a rainy day. And again, this is why we prep, because when we're in situations like this, when we're not able to, then we have preps to see us through those. They do got good medical supplies. Actually, if you wait a second. God. Oh, funny enough, there was the candy sushi candy box that I was talking about TT with. This come from Tokyo with a shitload of Japanese candy, and it was delicious, a lot of it. Some of it was a bit weird. It's all medical stuff from the dollar store. It's a bit beat up at the minute. I've got band-aids, I've got some little first aid kit. There's like $1.25. It's not very good, but you get a little bit of a bandage, some tape, a couple of wipes, you know, $1.25. I've got some more band-aids, super glue. I've got some, whatever that is, medical people, a wire splint. They're not tampons, but tampons are very useful. Cali Ninja, I don't want to be that guy, but if you go and look at Disabled in Prepping's pantry and her prepping methods, she got it from me. I taught her how to do that. I don't want to be that guy, but her methods are exactly the same as what I was showing you how I prep. And not only that, no script, down under. I haven't seen or heard from her for a long time. Last we did, she was saying she was experiencing a little bit of difficulties ahead, and hopefully she hasn't fallen on really hard times. But as I said, guys, if anything, Heidi is my protege of thrifty prepping. She even has the exact same storage units that I use, and she got those units because that was part of my 1 year celebration. If you remember, we expanded the pantry a little bit, got another unit, and started to fill that up. And that was the plan for 2020, to try and get, you know, a bigger, larger pantry. But as it happens, I had to fall upon that pantry. There's still an awful lot again. And again, I take my prepping seriously, and to the extent that I go to the dollar store or when I'm able to and get some, and that is as simple as it. You know, I don't do anything other than that, because, you know, if you're on a tight income, you haven't got much cash, then, you know, buying dehydrators, pressurized, you know, pressure cookers or whatever, mason jars, all of this stuff is additional cost. And that's a lot of things that prepper channels sometimes tell you, oh, rice and beans, but then buy mylar, and then buy plastic jugs, and then you need to buy a vacuum sealer, and then buy a... It's all additional cost, although the rice and beans are cheap by the time you bought all the additional stuff to use it. And then not to mention you need the fuel and the water and everything else, pots and pans. That's stuff prepping channels don't tell you. So I'm like, you know, I'm a real person. Sometimes, you know, we haven't always got basements or garages or a spare room that we can utilize as a pantry. If you're someone like me that's got a very small basement, or you just rent a room, or maybe even someone like Cali Ninja who's got a fifth wheel and stuff like that. If you haven't got much space, then how can you put together a long-term pantry? Well, I showed you exactly how to do it and store it in plastic storage units. And to be quite honest, I think maybe for about $300-400 you could get yourself a year's worth of food quite easily, and probably more. At the minute it's nearly 8 months and I've still got a stack of stuff, and some stuff I haven't even made a dent in. But the other reason is again, I don't know how much of my future is going to be in Toronto, and I don't want to be spending money on things that I don't have, that I might not necessarily need, when I already have things that I do need on hand. And it's always good to sort of sometimes let your stock of your pantry run down before you replenish it, because you don't want it to get stale or rotten. But as I said, guys, that is almost it. We are at the 44-minute mark. So if or not this little second part was a good idea or not, it was a good part, because my dear friend TT, who I do miss, she was one of not saying my favorite, but she's one of my favorites. So she used to like when I had a shift with TT together. Well, anyway, you guys are having a good old chinwag. I'm not even sure if you were even listening. Maybe I lost the interest by talking about prepping, and we should have stuck with Montauk, time travel, and the real life Stranger Things. But that was, let's fucking go on another 15 minutes. Why the hell not? It's Friday after all. And this is, I guess, my little special gift to you, Baby P, for your 21st wedding anniversary. It was probably a really shit gift. But what would you expect from shit video predictions? Are you turning into a pumpkin there, Cajun agent? And did you and Abel figure out if you guys are in close proximity? That'd be nice to think we've got a little thrifty Cajun collective down there. Yeah, definitely. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time, able body. So I do got to get a little bit, because I haven't actually got anything. I mean, I have stuff lined up ready to go, but I haven't got anything in terms of recorded ready to line up. So I've got to put all of that together. And some of these presentations, I do spend most of my days leading up to doing the stream at 9 doing, and it's keeping me busy. And today I really did sort of find a little bit of my editing groove. I got up, and almost before I rolled a spliff and made coffee, I started opening my editing app. So that's a good thing, and as I said, it gives me something to concentrate on, something that's a little bit productive, and does give me a little bit of purpose in knowing that the handful of guys that do tune in, and Cajun agent is Nancy. We kind of have a little joke. She's a secret covert agent, and it's actually Cali Ninja that coined that little nickname, the Cajun agent. It kind of rhymes. It sounds pretty cool. God, what am I saying? But yeah, it's something, as I said, I'm finding the benefits of 2 weeks of tea, 6 days into it. And as I said, I got the added bonus of the reward of TT tuning in, and hopefully we can get TT up on a video and do some fun spicy ramen stuff. Maybe that would be we should do a prison prep night or a prison themed night over the next course of the week. So I do know we got JFK tomorrow, and guys, I'm going to give you a spoiler. Next Saturday, a little bit like we did tonight with Stranger Things, we're doing Star Wars Decoded. My baby. There's probably no piece of fiction I know greater and better than Star Wars. And I used to once joke, before Disney ruined it, that if I didn't know something about Star Wars, you didn't need to know it. But that was a long time ago. But I will, you know, a little bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Life, as I said, sometimes imitates art. I live as a hermit in the desolate wasteland of Toronto. I wish it was fucking hot like Tatooine and had 2 suns. But TSP TV Strikes Back, that would good. We did do it. Do you remember we did the Thrift Awakens, and I think we did the Thrift Arises. But TSP Strikes Back, or Jewel of the Thrift, Jewel of the Fates, my favorite piece of Star Wars music, I think. Although most people are all up in the Imperial but me, Duel of Fates, and in particular the Hero Falls. And this is how fucked up of an individual I am. I knew, like, as a kid growing up, that even before the prequels come out, that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker had a lightsaber battle on a volcano, and basically Obi-Wan chops him up and left him for dead, and then he become Vader. And that was even before I was fucking 13 years old, 12 years old, even probably younger, and I knew this shit. I'm supposed to read all the books about Star Wars, everything, absorbed everything Star Wars. And I've actually thought about maybe I should just have a Star Wars channel, but you open up the world to 100 billion Star Wars Wikipedia nerds. So we're not going to do that. I would love to hear able-body's Star Wars French horn renditions. Any way you can record that or send me it. Able-bodied. Rip, hello, random Rick reviews. Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I do enjoy The Mandalorian to a degree, with the exception of baby fucking Yoda. That shit fucking irritates the fuck out of me. But the latest episode of The Mandalorian, my goodness, that was like fanboy wet dream. Seriously, all the stormtroopers, Imperial secret bases. My God, that was everything. I played those games as a child. But Star Wars, as I said, even though I knew fucking Anakin, and we all know that he turns into, spoiler alert, he becomes Darth Vader, even on Mustafar, when he's fighting Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I know the outcome. I know he's going to lose. I'm like, come on, Anakin, you've got this, son. You can do it. Go on, have him. Stick him. Be first. Be lucky. And I cried when he was on there and he was crawling. Like, that broke my fucking heart. And even now, shit, Anakin. Good God. Okay, you're not going to blow your horn. Let's get some inappropriate before I start crying about Darth Vader. And this is fucked up, and Random Rick, for those of you that don't know, he's my one Twitch viewer right now. At least it's not Tucko Muncher asking me to unbutton my sorry, I got very emotional thinking about Anakin there. And I don't know, Random. For me, is unpopular as it would say, and I'm old school, 77 class. I've watched Star Wars. I can't even kind of remember a time before Star Wars, or I do briefly. But Revenge of the Sith, man, fuck, for me, I don't know why. It's just a very powerful movie. Yeah, I grew up, and they were great, and there was a lot of criticism when the prequels did come out. Oh, Jar Jar Binks ruins it. Well, fuck me. When Star Wars come out, everybody hated C-3PO. Don't even start me on the Ewoks, although the Ewoks are the fucking heroes of the whole saga. Without them, chaos theory. I remember waiting in line. So that is what I am planning for you next Saturday night, guys. And I'm going to make sure my battery's charged to the fullest capacity. And it might be a fucking 6-hour spectacular. It might even be longer. I don't know. There is too much about Star Wars for me to explain than I could possibly even put in one episode. But that is my attempt. Baby P, are you still here, baby girl? She's seen the work in progress of just the trailer, which is already 6.5 minutes long. But Becky P, we're all Ewoks. We've got to be Ewoks. But tell them you've seen the teaser trailer to my Star Wars special next week. I always hate comic relief in shows that aren't comic. I thought the issues with the prequels 1 and 2 were just kind of boring. Yeah, I will get you. I didn't necessarily like the Jar Jar Binks in the pod race in episode 1. But episode 1 makes up with it with Darth fucking Maul and Palpatine. And that was a thing because as a child I watched Star Wars. I was amazed by the Death Star escape, the X-Wing fighters, the fucking Hoth battle scene with the walkers, the Ewoks, the fucking speed, all that shit titillated me as a kid. But as an adult, and especially as somebody that sort of by the time the prequels come out had a little bit of a conspiracy theorist mind, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm seeing Star Wars in a different light. Holy fucking shit, Palpatine's the shadow government. He's the New World Order. Everything that is happening within the Phantom Menace is happening in real life with the Phantom virus. They even call the fucking vaccine something 666, execute order 66, the predetermined fucking order to kill the Jedi. Well, he does, Random Rick. He comes back to life in the Clone Wars, which is a bit weak, to be quite honest. And he comes back as a little bit of a bitch. But yeah, seriously, fucking Anakin Darth Maul would have been a fucking amazing battle instead of Dooku. Imagine Anakin against Darth, and even that's given me a little bit of an erection. I'm glad you do, and I'm almost giving myself a little bit of a preemie ejac, just thinking about Star Wars. The Force is with me. I am one with the Force. There you go. Patent 060606. And some of you may not have recalled a video I put up about 4 or 5 days into the pandemic about the New World Order getting ready to happen. I did put execute order 66 on the thumbnail, but I'm planning the Star Wars special next week. Darth Vader teaches us there is good and bad in all of us. When he seems that he started out good, and it was his good intentions that turned him to the bad side, because all he really wanted to do was keep the ones he loved from leaving him, and that was the dangers of taking a sort of prepubescent Padawan, because they've been indoctored into the world in attachment, and usually the Jedi. And it's a little bit sick and twisted that once they find a baby that is strong with the Force, they remove them from the parents so that the Jedi can, or the Padawan has no attachment to human contact. Yeah, he did. He holds out a hand, and at the end in Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader doesn't want to do it. He's kind of like, fuck me, this is my last gig. This is it. This is my replacement. It's either I kill my son or he kills me. And he sort of doesn't really want to hand over Luke to the dark side. And the fucked up shit about all of Return of the Jedi that goes over most people's heads is that Dark was succumbed by the dark side. That's why he was in the black costume. And if you watch the prequels, when they send Anakin off to kill all the fucking Trade Federation, and he killed Dooku. Jabba the Hutt, that was Luke's Dooku, and this is something you don't get from watching the prequels in production. You have to watch them sequentially, because Anakin going to Mustafar after he's killed Dooku and then takes out all the Trade Federation is Luke going to Jabba's palace. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Join us, Jabba, you will die. And when Jabba doesn't go along, Luke laughs. He's angry. And when he's on that skiff, he's having a fun slicing them up. That's him slicing up the fucking Tusken Raiders. So when he arrives on Endor and he walks into the Death Star, he is full of the dark side. He is ready, willing to be turned like that. But his plan was that he was just going to try and sit it out and be destroyed. But anyway, we are giving you far too much information about next week, but hopefully that has whet your appetite to tune in next Saturday. It might even be an earlier start time, but we've got 8 days, actually 7 days to fill between there, and one of those will be JFK tomorrow. Then we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to fill, where possibly you guys might get a chance to choose your own content. We are nearly up to the hour mark, so there you go, guys. We did give you a little bit of a shoot from the hip, ad-libbed, discombobulated after show stream. Should I leave this up? Yeah, what the hell not. Let's see what happens. Be interesting to see how many subscribers I've lost today. I did lose 7 after the stream yesterday, so yay algorithm. Thank you, Google moderator crew, for your ever vigilant presence and watching over us, keeping us safe, making sure nobody says anything bad or Nancy. Is your birthday next week, ATN, on Friday? All right, buddy, I'm going to do an intro for you. And if you want anything to be discussed, you can choose. There's my birthday present to you, ATN. Next Friday's episode, if it is your birthday, next birthday, if I haven't got that mistook or incorrect. So there you go, ATN. You can have a special intro if it is. You'll all see if Gary Labadie is AIB. Rumor has it's him. I don't know what that is, who he is. Who's Gary Larrabee? I'm shit with names, really. I'm getting a little bit tired and hungry, and I do need another smoke. So there we go. So I have to do a little something. Maybe I should do that for more you guys. If you have birthdays and stuff, let me know, and maybe I can put a little something into the intro for you. Just like Jimmy DS knows. Al Belvic. I'm lost. I haven't really been keeping up with the chat as much as I probably should be. But that's the trouble. You started me off on. I'm sorry, I nearly cried like a girl thinking about poor Darth Vader. That just shows you what a geek is. But as I said, I was rooting on Anakin, even though I knew he was going to die. And we almost started next week's stream now without the added bonus of putting stuff together. But I don't know. Mine is close to yours, birthday, Shah. But anyway, tomorrow, guys, 9 p.m. Join us again at the thrift store, where we are going to be taking a look at the assassination of JFK. Devil speak. If you're around tomorrow, if I remember and I find the time to do it, I will drop you an email. And if or not you want to try and figure out a way we can get you on the phone on Facebook or something, and you want to be a little bit of a guest presenter tomorrow, because you did seem to have a lot of knowledge about JFK and the drain. The sewer, it didn't come from above. The shot come from, remember, back into the left. Oh, me? You're talking about me, Nancy. All right, well, there you go. So you just confused me there, Nancy, and I am confused enough. It has been a little bit weird, but that was a super awesome night. I had a lot of fun. Glad, or certainly hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. Be very glad if you did. And it's also nice that TT dropped by the thrift store. Maybe we'll see her again sound. Jimi Hendrix was James Marshall. Jim Morrison. Janet, I was going to go with Janis Joplin, but that's J, no M. Don't be sorry, Nancy. I thought your birthday was close to Etienne's. That's what I'm like. Is it going to be your birthday? I'm going to have to put, or are you just making it up because you want a special intro? That's what I was going to say. I'm for making an intro for you and ATN next Friday. But yours was nearer mine. I'm a guy, I never remembers birthdays, and I'm a little bit disturbed that you know when my birthday is. Shah. Look at me shouting you. You've been here too long. You're rubbing off, Nancy. But as I said, guys, it has been fun tonight, and as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Yeah, that's right. I heard something about Woody Harrelson's father. We'll look into that perhaps. Can I FBU want to? I don't know what that means. Jim's father was military, just like Morrison. They all were. They all come out of Laurel Cannon. Tavistock, that is something we are going to be delivering to you in the week. Tavistock. If you thought Montauk was a big one, fuck me. Tavistock. If there's a pyramid, they're about third from the top. It doesn't get that much higher than Tavistock and Laurel Canyon, but all of the psychedelic hippie phase from the late 60s, Woodstock, was all generated and created by the CIA and Tavistock. A little bit like an 85 Live Aid. Remember that global event? That was a way to emit some electromagnetic frequencies. Anyway, guys, as I keep saying, you've been a great audience. It's been fun. Thank you for finding the thrift store, Abel. You've been a wonderful first time guest, and hopefully you will become part of the fixtures, and we will see you again tomorrow. I've got a whole segment. I've got a shit, guys. Maybe we're not going to wrap it up so quickly. In my procrastination, I keep having plans to make videos, and then I get to the point, fuck it, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then somehow I find more information that I want to make a video of, and then it's fuck it, make it tomorrow. So I got about like 98 tabs on my browser of all stuff that I had intention to bring you, and I actually have one on Pink Floyd, one on Jimi Hendrix, and this was all going to kind of be wrapping into Tavistock. And I think, I can't remember, there was another one. But definitely Pink Floyd and definitely Purple Haze in regards to why we're seeing so much purple at the moment. Is Kelly here? Been listening. Kelly, you're always like the silent little note taker in the back. I kind of picture. Sometimes I forget you're here. But in terms of the classroom, Nancy's like the naughty girl that would smoke in class and try and sell glue to the other students, or moonshine that she made. It wasn't really moonshine, it was just Windex and bleach. But yeah, I can see you as one of sort of quiet ones, just sitting there researching. But what was I talking about? Tavistock, Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix, all that shit I've got planned, lined up. And I might even have to sort of go through and do a little bit of culling of some of that stuff that I had planned, just to kind of unload a little bit of the burden, because that's kind of why I give you guys the option to choose, because I sort of get up, what shall I make today? MK Ultra, Purple Haze, Tavistock, Stranger Things, Real Life, Star Wars, Zombie Apocalypse, Agenda, Alien Agenda, Project Blue Beam, JFK, Watchmen, V for Vendetta. And that really is my day. It's like, where do I start? Hello, T, more TTs, Tam TT and TSP TV. Oh my goodness, Kelly, it's been a long time since I got a girl excited on a Saturday night that I didn't have to pay, and we pay for it one way or another, guys. Let's not be too proud and shy about that. But yes, Star Wars, we are going to hopefully blow some minds, or I hope so anyway. Baby P, that one's been in there for about 6 hours trying to escape. Maybe like the demo Gorgon trying to get through the portal, but it wasn't wide enough, so there wasn't enough power to admit it. But as I said, that's a little bit how it's been going recently. I've got so much that I want to bring to you, but it's a pact of where to start. So as I said, that's a little bit why I give you guys the option to choose your own content, which we'll probably do tomorrow night, if you like. Once we've got JFK out the day and we've got like a little bit of a free window, I'll let you guys choose the second week's main theme for TSP, 2 weeks of tea, 2-year celebrations. So you've got an extra 5 minutes. This looks like it might be a night. Do you remember I did joke about doing a 12-hour stream? I'm not saying this is going to turn into it, because I do need to piss and smoke. And I have been trying to get out of here for at least 20 minutes now, and everybody has said goodbye at least 6 times, so we will wrap it up, guys. I do got a little bit of an outro for you. It is the old original one. I didn't get around to making especially stranger themed ones for you tonight, although I'm worried that we might not get the music here there. But guys, oh my god, I can't do it. I haven't got my backup phone. I was going to put the Discord link for those of you that don't got it. Maybe we could have had a Discord after party, which we still could. Is there any chance anybody can get a Discord invite up here? Abel, do you got Discord? What about you, Devil? We could also do that. You can see it. It depends if you don't hear it or not. But I was just going to wait. Thank you, Baby P, for putting the tip jar there. You've been a wonderful wench this evening. And Baby P's off to get the Discord link for those of you that's got it. That's probably a blessing in emoji disguise there, Abel. Not Abel, Nancy. I'm joking with you. Didn't you have it? Or it does take up a lot of space on your phone, so if you don't got a lot of memory, then Discord isn't the best app to put on there. Okay, so Abel has it. So as I said, I did suggest that we might have a little bit of Discord activity during the 2 weeks of tea. Maybe we can, maybe we can find a way. Perhaps we could have a Discord interaction live stream type thing. We can get the Discord, although we did try before and the time delay was horrendous. But we could figure. I don't know much about Discord other than you can sort of post on there. I know you can give live streams and put videos and stuff up there. But it is a little bit of a way to get in keep in contact. We do got the TSP TV Clubhouse group on Facebook. If you can find and navigate there or have a Facebook account, you can do a search and find us there and keep in touch with some of the gang that have been in the audience tonight. We do try to keep you yeah, I did as I said, Devil, I've been a little bit preoccupied with my productions and editing and recording these things in the last few days, and sort of getting up a little bit late in the day and not giving myself enough time and working to a deadline. There's only so much I can do, so I'm not being rude, but you have struck some interest in I do like the fact that, you know, some of you guys do want to get involved and interact. We can make this a little bit of a group participation there. So did Becky, she is getting a little bit old, Becky, there, bless her. Let's hope she didn't get lost or she hasn't fallen and can't get up, because I don't think she's got one of those buzzer things. Please let us know you haven't fallen and you can't get up. Becky, I'm trying to be a little bit humorous, and funny enough, we might even drag this out to 1 hour 10 minutes. It's going to be the never-ending TSP stream. Ooh. There she is, alive. She didn't fall and get up. If anybody wants to start trying to, oh god, didn't we do a Ghostbusters theme, something we had, if there's something strange in the thrift store once upon a time? But I was thinking maybe some of you guys, if you wanted to tinker around, I'm kind of thinking Nancy and the girls might have more fun with rewriting the lyrics to Never Ending Story, but make them contextual to TSP TV as part of a 2-year celebration. Maybe we could do a song or something, I don't know. Anyway, thank you everyone. As I said, I've done that about 20 times now for tuning in tonight. Gotta say, this is probably up there with being one of the better shows we've done at the thrift store. If not, you agree. 99% of you won't be brave enough. Can I get an amen? Copied and pasted from a friend. Copy the bunny, but change what it's holding. We will see you tomorrow, guys, at 9 p.m. Eastern for night 7 of 2 weeks of 2 weeks of streams as part of the 2-year celebrations at TSP TV, where we will be looking at the assassination of JFK. So don't forget, guys, at 9 p.m. Eastern, that's 8 Central, 6 if you're on the West Coast. We'll see you again back at the thrift store tomorrow night, guys. Till then, take care, keep it thrifty. This is Ship Video Productions for TSP TV, and remember, be excellent to each other.